Well, Rich here, and welcome to my Rock Hobby MB Scaler review. Now this is the second or third time I've shot this introduction because when I opened that box, mind blown. This is rock crawler, but scale, this puts the S in super scale. The level of detail on this thing is absolutely mind-blowing. It is based, as you might tell from the outside of the box, on a 1941 Willys Jeep. It's even big enough a 1/6 scale to stick 12-inch action figures in there, so you can put your own proper driver in there if you want. And when I say attention to detail, even the steering wheel, according to the internet, moves on this thing in conjunction with the steering servo. It's also got a full set of working lights. Anyway, when I see how we got there, keep watching, because believe me, what's in this box will blow your mind. So let's get this unboxed, see what we get for our money. Link to it below the video if you're interested, and I have a feeling you will be after you see this. Well, I'll tell you right now, I think there's quite a bit of metal in this cart, as there's quite a bit of weight in the box, which is incredibly well packaged. A lot of people could learn from that. Well, I haven't got the cardboard sleeve off. I have to say, this is the best packaged RC cart on the outside of it that I have ever come across. It comes complete with that little carry handle, and it's embossed with a Rock Hobby logo on the side, and you've got two little clips here to undo the case with. And what's lurking in here is a car that has got a 58-degree approach angle. So we'll be testing it out on the incline board before the end of this video. The descent percentage, 22 degrees on there, so that's not quite so good, but then this is a truly scale Willys Jeep. Anyway, let's see what's in the box. You've had a peek inside the box. Whatever I was expecting, I was not expecting this. I think this is like a little car tucked away in the box. Boom, mind blown. It takes the whole length of the box up, so I'm assuming the transmitter is tucked away under there somewhere. This thing is probably a good 6 to 7 inches longer than I thought it was. The packaging, that box is just mind blowing. So many people could learn from this. And we've got a couple of little scale parts on the back, which I shall just keep to the side there for the minute. I don't know where to start. I'm just absolutely blown away by this thing. Struggling to even lift it out of the box. It is huge. I mean, I thought when it said 1/6 scale crawler, whoever designed this needs a medal. This is outstanding. Wait until you see what's in the box. That is this. Never mind the instruction manual, just check out how they split the transmitter into two pieces so it fits perfectly within that packaging. This is absolutely outstanding. While it is classed as ready to run, you are going to need a battery and charger to go with it. It says it will take up to 3S. Normally I throw the packaging away after these reviews, but I'm definitely keeping this. Now, do as I say, not as I do. Don't go clicking that straight onto the transmitter there and then trying to undo this to fit the batteries in there, because the batteries don't go in through the base there. Press this little button here and the top opens up and they drop in through there. So you need to put the batteries in before you connect the two halves of the transmitter together, and that's going to take 4 AA batteries in there. Just push and slide and lock home, and that's beeping at me straight away, so we've obviously got power on. Okay, well, my first impressions of the MB Scaler, it's blowing me away. The attention to detail on the thing is second to none. As I said, it puts the S in super scale on here. Cloth seats, just like the original Willys Jeep would have. Everywhere you look, the thing is just absolutely oozing with detail. I will power it up once I figure out how to get the body off, which I have in the instruction manual. Spare well, even down to the cloth tie on the gas can. Very neat indeed. Just absolutely oozes style on here. I mentioned a canvas hood on here, but I've not been able to find anything to go with that, but I believe this then pulls upright. This little packet here has actually got the windscreen wipers in for attaching to the top of the screen here. Now this screen just flexes backwards and forwards like that. So I guess if you're out on the trail, you're going to want to pay a little bit of attention to this. You're going to need to give this vehicle a little bit of TLC on here. Even the detailing on the dash, absolutely awesome. And I believe this steering wheel rotates in line with the steering servo movement on there. And the little scale accessories on the side. One big scale accessory is scale engine bay. Now that would benefit from some paint, I will say, on there. Bit of silver black on there, you can make that thing look absolutely awesome. And while we've got time on our hands, yours truly may well detail that engine bay, because I think it will look stunning when fully painted on there. Just pushes down into place. LED headlights not only on the front, but also you've got the ones on the side there as well for additional lighting power. So I am definitely going to take this thing out around the yard at night. And the rear LED lights there as well. So, no visible body clips. Where are they? Well, just like some of the RC four-wheel drive cars, lifting this up very carefully, and it's quite heavy, weighs about 4 or 5 pounds. Body clips are on the back. But whilst we're down here, we might as well have a quick scan around the underside of the chassis. Rear lock differential on there, full length setup. Everything looks quite beefy on there. A smooth centre plate on there, and just check out the thickness of the metal chassis rails. This thing is not going to flex around at all. Our 550 can motor, 45 turns of it, so we should have bags of torque on there. So that pretty much smack up above the front axle. And the servo placement, well, the steering servo is actually placed ahead of the front axle on there. Luckily it's got this nice bumper in front of it to protect it, but the thing looks absolutely awesome. And check out the wheels, as that appears to be beadlock wheels. Don't look it from the outside, but when you see the inside of them, they appear to be beadlock wheels on there. Absolutely outstanding. Now, how much grip will these tyres give? That remains to be seen when we test it outside. Okay, with the underside body pins removed, simply going to grab the body, lift that up there. Now, we have this steel rod. I've found 2 mounting points on there, which give you fairly good exposure as to the back of the car. So let me take the camera down. Let's have a pan around the inside of it. Okay, and we've got our receiver sat on the left hand side here. Our 550 can motor, 45 turns, so plenty of torque in this baby. Our Hobbywing ESC, 60 amp ESC on there. Dean's connector for the battery down there. A central gear case. Battery tray, you might be thinking it's a little bit far back, maybe should have been towards the front, but this vehicle is all about the scale, look and feel of the thing. Motor pins out the front, receiver and ESC all well towards that front drive shaft, and the servo completely the other side of the front drive shaft. So they shift as much weight as they can while trying to keep the thing scale look as possible. And just check this out, for this price point, threaded shocks on the crawler, absolutely outstanding. And that metal ladder chassis I mentioned about looks designed to put up with some serious abuse on it. And speaking of metal, all of that full length setup isn't plastic, it's metal rods on there, about 5-6 mil thick on there. Very impressive indeed. I think this thing is going to put up with quite a bit of abuse. And the trail hitch, a couple of my crawler reviews, people asked, Rich, has this crawler got a trail hitch review? Pleased to say this one has. I did not realise how much people wanted real trail hitches. This one has got a fully working one on there. Overall, I am absolutely loving the look of this thing. So we'll put a link to it below the video. The simplicity is the thing that jumps out on this crawler, but best of all, we have got metal bits in all of the key points. This vehicle has a slipper clutch pad hidden away somewhere in there, and it does mention if you lose transmission on there to check the slipper clutch pad. And speaking of how to check that, it is fully detailed in the instruction manual as to exactly what to do with all these exploited diagrams, featuring all of the part numbers that you need as well. And if anyone was doubting that steering wheel turning, you will see a tiny little steering servo linked to the bottom of the car there, which connects to the steering wheel itself. As I said, puts the S in super scale. Well, time for a quick test drive with the MB Scaler, and just check out those LED lights. They're not super bright white lights like modern ones are. They're a dark yellow like the original lights on the Willys 41 Jeep would be, and that shows absolutely outstanding attention to detail. Okay, well, time to take the MB Crawler out for its first maiden run. Now, those lights are quite old-fashioned. They're not going to be casting a huge amount of light out there. You're not going to be able to run this truck in pure darkness, as an example, but I think they will do just for my purposes tonight. And that throttle control on the thing is absolutely smooth as butter. 43-degree steering angle on there. What does that mean in the real world? In terms of turning radius, I'm not going to full throttle on there, people. I have to say, from the outset, I have a very, very good feeling about this. 44 centimeters ground clearance on there. Oh, those lights are better than I thought, actually. Now, what's it going to do flat out on 3S? Oh, that's actually quite brisk. I was not expecting that. And those lights are actually better than I thought they would be. Wow. I take it all back. Now, that's probably, I will put the GPS on it later on, but I'm thinking that's probably 7-8 miles an hour. Now, people think, oh, well, I want my crawler to be faster than that. You try running at 7 and 8 miles an hour for more than 10 minutes, and you will lose the will to live. Oh, wow. Those lights, I take it all back. Now, 58-degree approach angle. The throttle on that thing, it's just like, that's better than any brushless setup I think I've ever driven. Oh, we're up over that straight away, which I thought we would do. The narrow tyres may be struggling a bit. I've just been watering the grass, and they might be struggling for grip a bit on there. But that 43 degrees of steering angle is definitely helping out. Oh, come on, you have to be kidding me. Bit of throttle there, Richie boy. Oh, Richie, speechless, lost for words. Me, lost for words. Well, as crawlers go, the steering on this thing is supremely impressive, and that steering servo more than adequate for the job on here. Says it's got 4 centimeters